Hello friends, welcome to another video. I'm so glad that you're able to join me again. I really appreciate the support and I hope that you all are enjoying the content as well. I just felt the need to apologize for the cropped video that you're about to watch in the update. I don't have a camera that has the flip screen, and I also don't even have any tripods. So right now my husband is at work and I'm kind of doing all this by myself, and it's really hard to put together a camera angle that is both in focus and appropriately cropped. And so I'm sorry about that. Lord willing, I will someday be able to afford some equipment, some new equipment. I don't have anything fancy, and I probably, you could say, I don't even have some basic equipment right now. But you know, I'm working with what I've got. I'm very thankful that I have a camera to use to make this channel, to put this these videos together for you all, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm having fun with it, and hopefully just as time goes on I'll be able to just get better at doing a more professional job with the footage and the videos that I'm putting together. So thank you for being flexible, for working with me, and I really hope you enjoy this update. Hello friends, welcome to another video. I thought I would do a 1 month update with little Violet. Definitely not so little Violet now, although honestly I think she's always gonna feel kind of little to me just because I have a toddler and he seems huge. Like when I carry him or look at him, I'm like, he's huge and she's tiny. So, I mean, she's always going to feel kind of small to me as long as they're still, and as long as she's still a baby, I think. So she has been doing really well. She's been, it's a hard thing for a baby to adjust to life outside the womb. They get used to that movement when, you know, walking around, holding her, and carrying her inside of you. There's always that movement, and there's that darkness, and sort of the muted sounds and tones and things. So it is difficult for a baby to get used to the bright lights, the loud sounds, and being put down in a crib or a bassinet rather than constantly being in motion. So that's why babies do like having a lot of motion. They like being rocked, and I wear Violet most of the time in my Moby wrap, which I've been loving. I'm going to do a video at some point talking about the different wraps that I've only tried 2 different wraps, but the Katan and the Moby, and I've just been loving the Moby a lot more than I did the Katan, but you know, that's for another time. So anyway, just, you know, that movement is hard sometimes for babies to adjust to, and so she's been doing really well, just getting used to that. And of course, you know, she does prefer to be held, to be rocked. That's partly why I love the wrap so much, is because she's just close to me. She has that motion, and she just is really happy in it, especially when she's trying to go down for a nap. Naps are something that's been a work in progress, but she's already learning to nap on her own a little bit. We've actually put her down in Malachi's crib with his sound machine running, and she really prefers that. We have a bassinet for her, we have a little sound machine for her, but she just seems to sleep better in her brother's crib. So I'm trying to get her more used to her bassinet, but for whatever reason she just likes the whole environment of Malachi's room better than her own bassinet. She sleeps most of the night. I feed her. I'll feed up, she'll get up just to eat and then go back to sleep. Sometimes she is up by 5 in the morning. She doesn't like wake up crying. She just gets very restless, and I have to just, like, I'll just try and keep her comforted for a while, and then by 6 or 6:30 is usually when she wakes up. What's up, baby girl? Guess we're a little crabby right now. So usually by 6:30 is when we get up, sometimes 6 o'clock, but usually 6:30 is when she's she's just very restless, and I'll just turn on the lights and start waking her up, and she's very happy. I'll feed her, we'll go get Malachi, and just kind of will have some time on the bed together. The days my husband works, he's out the door very early, so the mornings are something that I have to tackle on my own when he's working. And so that's definitely been a challenge to get used to. But I think we're getting there. It's just something that I just have to work through and experience, and I'll just get better at it as I go. But definitely juggling life with Malachi and with the newborn isn't easy. Like putting Malachi down for naps. I don't know if any of you have watched the toddler routine that I put up before she was born. I have one for his morning routine and then a night routine as well. And then just, if you kind of imagine just having a newborn in the picture in the middle of that, it is hard. But I've been able to utilize the routine still to keep the routines going, just pretty much the same. It's just sometimes I've got her in the wrap with Malachi on my lap as well. I kind of thought that once my big belly was gone from being pregnant that I'd have lap space, but now I've got her in the carrier instead. So Malachi still has to share my lap sometimes. He's been a good sport about it, but I'd rather just have him snuggled up against me. But it's fun to have them both sitting on my lap and reading to them. It's sweet time that we get together. Hey, cutie. So sometimes she's in the wrap with me, sometimes she's on the bed, sometimes she's, I just have to be creative with and be very mindful about my timing when I need to feed her, when Malachi's going down, or when I have to get him up, when I have to change his diaper, because he is still in diapers, he's not 2 yet. We're hoping that he'll be ready to potty train soon, but that's not something I'm going to jump the gun on unless I feel like he is ready. So yeah, 2 in diapers at the same time sometimes can be a little bit of a challenge. And she's been pretty, I guess you could say, predictable. Like her day consists of, she'll wake up, like I said, I'll feed her, and then after about an hour, she goes down for her first nap. And I usually can put her down for that nap, like in the crib. And then she'll nap for about an hour. Usually in the crib, she's just a half an hour. But then I'll put her in the carrier if I need to afterwards. She naps for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then is awake for an hour again, I'll feed her. And then she'll nap again for another hour, hour and a half. And sometimes that changes. Like she had like 2 long naps in a row yesterday. It didn't seem to affect her nighttime sleep. So like it's not always completely consistent because she's a baby. But for the most part, it's actually been pretty predictable, and that's been really nice, especially for a scheduled person like me. I really like knowing what to expect, being able to plan around that, and just have more routine to my day. But anyway, so as far as other things, I don't know if you can tell in this lighting, but she actually has some red hair. And my husband and I are both blonde, like dirty blonde. So the fact that she had some red hair was a surprise to both of us. And I'm curious to see, it probably will darken over time or lighten. Either way, I don't think it's going to stay super red. Oh, baby. I don't think it's going to stay super red, but I'll be curious to see if that sticks around and what color it ends up being as she gets older, because Malachi was born with darker hair, like a dark brown, and it's definitely lightened as he's gotten older. Like he's very light blonde now. So we'll see how that pans out. She's just growing so much, and obviously this newborn stage just goes by so fast, and she definitely already seems to be turning into a baby versus like a newborn. It's so fun to see how interactive she gets every day, more and more interactive every day, the way that she smiles at us. And I did notice, I don't think it's just me, I'm pretty sure she prefers Dad over Mom sometimes. Her face just lights up when Andy interacts with her, and it's so precious. And she smiles for me too sometimes, but I feel like she just really loves her daddy, and I think that's precious. And I just love seeing her, the way that she will give little peeps and squeaks, and tries to interact and tries to talk to us in the best way she knows how, and it's so precious. And I love seeing my husband get to be a dad of a little girl. It's so sweet. I mean, life has been a challenge. It's definitely been hard for me. I'm still not able to do everything that I want to do as far as keeping the household clean, and so just learning what the most important things are and keeping my priorities straight as far as giving Malachi time when he needs it, giving her some one-on-one time when she needs it, and just figuring out when to do the cleaning, when to do the stuff that needs doing around the house versus when to let it go. And that's a challenge for me, but it's good to be able to let those things go sometimes, and I've had to a certain extent. I think the newborn baby stage is one of the hardest, and I know each stage has its challenges, but it just, I don't know, my husband and I were talking about it, because a little baby is just so new to the world, there's just a lot of time that you really want to be putting into their lives. And of course she's not old enough to really interact a lot with different toys and different things around her, so unless you're up close and talking to her and helping her, she's not going to be easily entertained on her own, and so she just takes a lot of our time, which is fine, but it does mean that it's more of a challenging season for us both, I think, and it's just going to be more time consuming than maybe other stages where I could set her down and she'd be happy, playing by herself for a while, or where she'd be old enough that I could leave her with Malachi for them to interact. But right now I kind of have to keep a close eye because Malachi's not old enough to understand when he could accidentally hurt her if he was too rough, or he's a toddler boy, so sometimes he's not as gentle as he should be. Overall, I mean, we're loving being parents right now. I'm loving this stage that I'm in. It's such a treasure to have a son and a daughter, and have them close in age. I'm very glad for that, as much as it is challenging. I love being a mom, and it's not always easy. It is, in fact, most of the time it's not easy at all. And you have those moments that are beautiful and rewarding, and you have those moments where they're just fussing and it's just overwhelming and challenging. But the good definitely outweighs the bad, and it's not something I would ever want to change. Well, I think I need to get this little one to sleep. I think I'll wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be posting another video hopefully in a week. We'll see what family life looks like in the upcoming days, but thank you so much for joining me and for joining my family on this journey of ours. We love having you along. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe if you would enjoy more content like this, and check out the About page of my channel. Will give you an idea of what to look for as far as other videos that I might post, because it's not all just mom content. Anyway, I'll see you all very soon. Bye. Well, now you're going to be happy for